The new update finally came out. New items were added to the community center, and today we're going to cover all of them, including an in-depth guide to the new auto pets menu, so you can get the most out of it for as few bits as possible. If you enjoy my content, drop me a sub. All of my socials are in the description, including my Twitch channel, which I plan to start using for my other content, so be sure to follow me there after this video. Anyways, let's dive into this new update. So where do we begin? Well, this update pretty much entirely relies on getting bits, so you're going to want to pick up some booster cookies from the bazaar. If you're on an Iron Man profile, well, you're probably going to have to end up spending real life money on cookies, which is kind of unfortunate, but hey, maybe they'll add a new way to get booster cookies on Iron Man profiles without having to spend real money. Anyways, go over to the Bits Shop tab, and this is where all of the new items are. The first one up is the Block Zapper, and I showed this off in one of my other videos, but basically it's the Builder's Wand, but in reverse. So if we go ahead and buy this thing, we can go over to our island, and I'll show you exactly how this thing works. So let's go outside, and I'm going to go over to one of my farms. Actually, you know what? Should we go over to one of the farms? Yeah, let's just go all the way up here. Use my Hyperion. Actually, let's drop down. Let's go to the Netherwort farm, because I wanted to tear this down and redo it anyways. Basically, if you right-click, then it deletes an entire section of blocks. So we can right-click, and it just deletes all of the connecting blocks like this. And that's pretty much how it does, and I don't know if there's a way to get the blocks back. Oh, they just go into your inventory, alright. So it's effectively a Builder's Wand in reverse in that sense, and it's the same exact cost as the Builder's Wand. No, it's not. It's actually much, much less. Wow. Alright, I was expecting it to be 12,000 bits as well, but it looks like it's only 5,000 bits, and you can always buy these things on the auction house, so if you don't want to spend bits, you can always go ahead and type in a Block Zapper into here, and you'll be able to buy one off the auction house. Currently, they're going for about 1.1 million coins. I don't know if the price is going to change, but that seems pretty decently reasonable. I wouldn't really spend any more than 1.1 million coins on one of these, since that's about how many how many coins it's going to cost in bits. So the next item up is going to be the Rune Sack, and I actually honestly want this for myself as well. This is basically a sack that holds all of your runes, so you can toss this in your sack of sack. And, well, currently I don't have any runes in it, so let's go ahead and let's add some runes to it. I have myself a little runes chest that I've been collecting over since the rune update came out. And we're just going to grab some of these. Let's grab a couple of these. And just start dropping them on the floor like this. And give them a second. Let's pick them up. I think they go into the Rune Sack now. So if we go over to the Rune Sack, right-click it. Yep, there we go. You can see that we have 2 Tier 3 Pestilence runes, 2 Tier 3 Snow runes, and 2 Tier 1 Lava runes. And that's just how it goes. And you can filter the different types of runes that go on different things. So if you want your bow runes, there you go. If you want your weapon runes, there you go. And I don't have any runes there. We can also sort it by rarity, which is pretty sick. And this is how many runes that are actually in there. And then we can click to put the runes from your inventory inside of the sack. There we go, just to stack them and make it a lot easier to sort through. This will cost you 10,000 bits from the shop. Up next, I'm going to skip the auto pets menu until the end. We're going to go to I'm going to say it's the Kismet Feather. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. But effectively, this lets you re-roll one chest in a dungeon. I'm not going to have footage of this because it's going to take me like 20 minutes to go through a dungeon run. But it looks exactly just like how it is. I have 9 of them already. Basically, inside, you right-click to open a chest. If I was clicking the Bedrock chest on floor 7, maybe I wanted a Necron Sandal, I would right-click it, and it would open up the chest GUI. And on the bottom, instead of, like, where the buy button is, there's also a button that lets you click, and it consumes one of these feathers, and then it'll, like, close the chest interface, make a little ding sound, and then the chest will have new items in it. So if you want to try to get a Necron Sandal or some different items from dungeons, you can use this to re-roll one chest per run. It will consume the feather on use, so it's not a permanent item, as it says clearly in the green text. You may only use 1 feather per dungeon run. Then we have the stacking enchants, and the brand new one is cultivating, and this thing is super sick. It acts just like the compact and expertise, which the expertise goes on a fishing rod, and the compact goes on a pickaxe. The cultivating will go on farming items, and basically you can level this up to tier 10, and it will give anywhere from 1% extra farming XP and farming fortune, all the way up to 10% extra. And of course, the more blocks you break and the more farming you do, the stronger this enchant becomes, all the way up to level 10. This will cost you 4,000 bits just like the other 2. Next up, we actually have 2 brand new enrichments. I'm going to grab one of these enrichment swappers just to show off one of these enrichments. They added actually 3 new. So they added the attack speed one, which each mythic and legendary talisman will now give you 0.5 bonus attack speed. Then for the sea creature chance ones, for all of you fishing sweats out there, this will give you some extra sea creature chance, so you'll need less legion on your armor and less people overfishing with you, which is going to be super, super nice. And finally is the ferocity enrichment, which this one is going to be super, super good, I see in the future. And this is what I'm actually going to swap my talismans to, at least for a little bit. It's going to give you 0.3 ferocity. So I have a fully maxed out recombobulated talisman bag, So if I have right now, I believe I have exactly 0 ferocity. Yep. Oh, we have 2 because I ate a cake. If I go ahead and use the enrichment swapper and put all of them on ferocity, we will now have a whopping 9 ferocity, and I can combine this with my Ender Dragon pet level 100, and now we have a total of still 9 ferocity. But if I go over and put the tiger on, which gives you a lot more ferocity, and do I have a werewolf armor set on me? I don't, unfortunately, so I can't show it off. But we can get up, as you can see, now we're looking at around 88 ferocity with the tiger pet. So of course the tiger pet's still going to be the highest amount of ferocity in the game, and the Talisman Enrichments will allow you to get just a little bit more so you can get that extra hit. Finally on our list to talk about, and this is the big one, this is going to be the Auto Pets menu. Now when you first look in your pets menu, you're not going to have this button here, as you're going to need to actually go ahead and purchase the Auto Pets REROLL 2-pack in order for the menu to show up. Basically, you can buy this a bunch of times, and the more times you buy it, the more amounts of rules you'll be able to add. And a rule is basically a special condition. So if I open up my menu right here, hold on, there we go. If I open up my menu, you can see I have 2 rules. When the Necron boss spawns in floor 7, it will automatically equip my Wither Skeleton pet. But if I just select the mage class, so when I start a dungeon run, it's going to equip my baby Yeti pet. I can change these to do different things. So I could say I could just delete this rule and it's trash, and then we can make a new rule. So when you're making a new rule, you'll be able to choose all of these different things. So let's say every time I wanted to log into Skyblock, I would want my Ender Dragon pet to be automatically equipped, as this is my best overall pet. So whenever I log into Skyblock, it'll automatically put my Ender Dragon pet on. So you can see that I have the Tiger pet on right now. But if I go ahead and go into Hypixel and join Skyblock, it says right here I automatically equipped my Ender Dragon pet. So this thing is super useful, as you can set it to a bunch of different things. For example, let's say you wanted to fight a bunch of different Slayer bosses. We can go ahead and just delete this rule and make a new one for Slayer bosses. So this one says when you start a Slayer quest, let's say I wanted to farm some revs. I could say, alright, whenever I start a Slayer quest, I want it to equip my wolf pet, because I want to get more combat XP so my boss spawns faster. Now, the default starting amount is 0, and you can't actually use this, but every time you buy this new thing, you're going to be able to add 2 new rules. So for the sake of the video, let's go ahead and let's buy 1 more, and we can use it, and now we have a total of 4 rules. So every time you buy it, you'll be able to get 2 additional rules. So now I can set, some other things. Let's say, I don't know, whenever I am enchanting, I want it to equip my guardian pet. So there we go, and we can get 1 more, and let's just say, whenever I go AFK. So let's say if I'm on my island and I am AFK, I want it to be using my rabbit pet, as my rabbit pet will increase the speed of my farming minions. Obviously, I don't have any set up, but there we go. So now we have 4 different rules. So whenever I go to fight a floor 7 boss, it'll equip my skeleton pet. Whenever I start a Slayer quest, it'll equip my wolf pet. And then whenever I open my enchantment table, it'll equip my guardian pet. And whenever I am AFK for a certain amount of time, it will automatically equip my rabbit pet to make sure my minions are working at full capacity. So let's go ahead, let's start a Slayer quest, and you'll see that, boom, it automatically equips my wolf pet, just like that. And if we go over to my island, I will also show that it will now automatically equip my guardian pet when I open the enchantment table. So there we go, just like that, my guardian pet is now automatically equipped. So overall, this Auto Pets menu is absolutely awesome, and I love it. But I think that's just about it for this entire update. It's just a bunch of new items and quality of life changes that were made. So if you guys like these little updates, be sure to drop a like on the video. It helps out the channel so much. And hey, if you made it to the end, how about you drop me a sub? Alright, if this was helpful, just click that button. Thanks again for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.